Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Mixed Texan Report. It is a beautiful Saturday at the time of this recording. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel so you'll always be updated whenever I post new videos. But first, let's talk about my friends at My Patriot Supply. Go ahead and click the link below and be guided to their website and save $30 off a 2-week emergency food supply. Yes, save $30 today, have 2 weeks worth of food stocked up, ready to go. When in the case of disaster, whatever happens, you're always prepared. Better be prepared. Have it, not need it, than to need it, not have it. That's how I think. That's how I live, you know. I have emergency supplies ready to go just in case. Hopefully I'll never have to use them. Anyway, let's get started in this video. So, I want to talk about the Second Amendment and some instances where homeowners have protected their homes with firearms. I'm going to play a couple of videos for you, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Then we'll talk about it and see if you agree with what they did or with what they did or not. So here goes the first one. This is a home invasion caught on a Ring camera in Florida. Check this out.
You don't even remember, you don't even know who this is. It came. Oh God, I miss it. I ain't see. Whoa. Oh God. You're right.
All right, so you saw that. That was only about 30 seconds long, but I don't know if the guy knew those guys that came to the door. Sorry. It looks like they shook his hand. One of the guys shook his hand or something and was speaking to him. I'm assuming, based on the footage I saw, that he likely knew these guys from somewhere and that he opened the doors. Otherwise, I don't think he would have opened the door. He probably recognized them and was wondering why they were there. Maybe they're acquaintances or something. Maybe they're friends. I don't know. But I don't know what the relationship is with the homeowner and the home invaders. That's irrelevant in this aspect. The point is that the guy was able to defend himself in his house with his firearm. Now, me personally, I'm not opening the door for anybody. Now, like I said, maybe he knew these guys. He very well could have. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he felt like, okay, there's somebody at my door. Maybe they need help. I don't know. Either way, the guy was prepared to defend himself. And I read a little bit about the story. And the guy had an initial firearm. So it looks like he was armed when he came to the door. So, like I said, I don't know if he knew these guys. So maybe he felt like they could have been trouble, but he was already armed when he came to the door. And the guys barged in and he lost his firearm in the scuffle, you know. And then he went and ran and got his AK-47. And that's when he started shooting. So, and these guys took off. Had this guy not had these firearms, who knows what would have happened. So that's why I think it's very important for people to be protected inside their homes. Now, let's check this. This one is a little crazier. This one is very interesting. We'll talk about this afterwards. It's a little bit long, so I'm going to break it down. I'm not going to show the entire 3-minute video, but I'm going to break it down a little bit.
Man says he grabbed his gun and scared the group of men off. What he didn't expect is gunfire was exchanged. This all was caught on surveillance cameras. Fox 5 reporter Eric Perry is live outside the home.
BMW from that shootout, life was protected.
All right, so that's the shooter right there. That's the homeowner right there.
I don't want to die at home. I survived Afghanistan and everything else, and to die at home in my own yard,
The goal for Whitfield Smith was to protect his family and home early Monday morning when he noticed a group of men on his Ring camera.
I'm noticing a young man running from my neighbor's yard across my front lawn into the middle of the street to meet up with two other gentlemen.
One of the men made a near fatal decision.
Sprints of my driveway. I can see on camera that he's hunched down, wearing a gray hoodie, and he's got some kind of firearm in his hand. He reaches to try to get into my BMW that's in the driveway. The door's locked. Grab my rifle, head outside.
With flip-flops, pajama pants, and no shirt, this veteran went to war to protect his wife, who was hiding inside.
Boom, 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 boom. There was one gentleman that was on the other side of the trees, and the main protagonist was right here using my truck as a shield.
At one point, he kicked off his flip-flops, races inside, puts on clothes, and comes back out. He says he didn't have time to be afraid. Only time to act.
I didn't think that they'd be shooting at me, and I'd be hearing bullets whiz past me.
This father fears he would have been dead if it wasn't for his BMW to shield the nearly 24 bullets.
They said, Mr. Smith, you're very brave. You're very brave, but you're very crazy, you're very stupid, but you're very brave.
Yeah, and Mr. Smith is alive. Thankfully, no one was injured in any of this. He says that the group of men actually got away with the firearm that he had inside of his truck there. He also says that after the gunfire really erupted, they tried to break into neighbors' homes to escape. They were unsuccessful, but they are still out there. If you know anything about this, come forward to Clayton County Police. Of course, you can remain anonymous. Scary moments here in Clayton County, but that's the latest. I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, he made it through Afghanistan, and this happens in his own front yard. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Eric.
Yeah, so that right there was crazy. Now, this guy heard something, or he saw something on the camera in the middle of the night, and he checked out. Saw a guy, run through his yard, and now I would have handled this differently. I think he was a little crazy to go out there and engage in a shootout, with these guys. So I do commend him though for protecting his family. That's first and foremost. The guy has a lot of guts, because I wouldn't have done that. Even though I am a gun owner, I would not have gone out there and pursued these guys. But he did what he felt was right to protect his family. He wanted to get these guys away from his property, from his cars as fast as possible. But in the event of that, his things got shot up. His car, BMW, got shot up. And man, that's irrelevant because the car doesn't matter. He can get another one. Insurance probably cover it. What's most important out of that is that the guy didn't die. He survived. Fortunately, for that BMW, like he said. Now, me personally, what I would have done, I would have waited, watched with my firearm, and I would have had the police on the phone. But I would not have gone outside and engaged with these guys. Now, this is crazy because a long time ago, back when I was living at home, I believe this was, might have been 2007. Yeah, 2007. I was living at my mom's house, and something similar with the guys running from the neighbor's yard to his yard. I heard this strange noise. It was very weird, and it just caught my attention. I was up. I'm always up late. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning or so, and I was in the den watching TV, and I heard this very strange noise. I don't know what it was. And then I go out into the front living room, look out the window, and I see two guys running from the neighbor's yard to my mom's yard. I said, whoa, what is this? What are these guys? And they come up to the porch. And here it is, 2:30 in the morning, whatever time it was. They come up to the porch, and they start ringing the doorbell. So I go to my mom's room. I say, hey, there's somebody at the door. And so we look out the window where they can't see us, and she said there was a guy directly in front of the door. like basically his face was touching the door, you know, and then the other guy was on the steps standing back, kneeling down, like his back up or something. I don't know what these guys wanted. My mom has an idea, her own theory of why they were there. I'm not gonna reveal that in this video. Um, and I think it makes sense. It makes sense, and it actually bothers me. So anyway, so I didn't have a firearm at the time. I believe I was only 19. So I run to the kitchen. I grab the two biggest knives. I position myself by the door, and then at the same time, before this, I'm calling the police. I'm on the phone. The line is just not going through. I'm like, it just said they're busy. I can't get through. I'm frustrated. So I go and I grab these two knives, and I position myself next to the door where if they do kick it in, I'm able to just stab the first person in the chest or wherever as soon as they come in. So I'm standing there. They're ringing the doorbell for a couple minutes, just ringing it, waiting for somebody to open the door. And like I said, I don't know. I still don't know to this day why my mom's house was targeted, and I remember very vividly what happened. It was actually frightening, but you know, I had my little brother there and my mom, and it was my job to protect them if anything happened, you know. But the police eventually came. A couple of cars came to the door, and the cops came. The guys were gone. They left, and they asked me, did I make anybody mad or anything like that? And so I didn't have any beef with anybody. I don't have problems with people like that. So the police officers drove around the neighborhood to find anybody, and they didn't find, you know, anything. So I don't know what these guys, actually, you know what? There's a part I forgot. They were in a Jeep. They were in a Jeep Wrangler, and they got back in the Jeep after they were at the door, and they started driving down the street, and they were saying 18, you know, 20, whatever my mom's address is. They were yelling over a loudspeaker. I was like, what? And so it's like these guys were trying to make us believe that it was the police and that everything was okay. And I was like, what in the world? And so eventually they took off, and the police got there. Like I said, the police got there, and the police drove around the neighborhood. They came back, and they said, we didn't see anything. I said 2 cop cars circled the neighborhood. Yeah, I was terrified. I didn't go to sleep till 8 o'clock in the morning because I was worried they were going to come back. And so I was on high alert the rest of the night. Over time, that abated, and I was not worried anymore. But it's very scary. And so now I am a gun owner. I own 2 firearms. And in the event of anything happening like that, I'm ready to go, you know. So I highly commend these 2 guys protecting their homes, protecting their families. My job is to protect my wife at all costs. You know, I sleep with a pistol by my bed, you know, for that reason. You know, you just never know what's going to happen. So this is why we have the Second Amendment here, to protect yourself. I do recommend that people arm themselves, at least at home. If you don't want to carry in public, that's fine. But I do believe that every man should have a firearm in his home to protect his wife or his kids. Even if you're a single guy, it's important to protect yourself. A baseball bat may not get the job done. A knife may not get the job done. Hey, maybe have some other stuff. Maybe have some bow and arrows, some grenades or something. You know, I don't know. I'm just messing around, but it is very important to me. Safety is everything, and your goal is to minimize those risks as much as possible, as far as getting injured or getting killed. And minimize those risks. The more and more resources you have to protect yourself and your family, the better shape you will be in. So, yeah, that's that. So I'm going to end the video right there. I just want to show you these 2 videos and why it's important. To arm yourself, protect yourself. If you're smart with like I said, most people are law abiding. Most people that own firearms are law abiding citizens. Most people are not going to go out and shoot people just because. I have it for self defense. That is my primary reason for owning firearms. Self defense only. If you have other reasons, maybe hunting, that's great. Hunting or whatever. Maybe just it's a hobby of yours to collect them, and that's fine. But if you're law abiding, there's no problem with that. The issue is when you have people like these guys coming to somebody's house with a firearm to do harm. I don't know what they would have done to the second video. I don't know what they would have done. Why he had a firearm? Maybe was he coming in to break in the house and kill somebody? I don't know. Was he coming to, just steal the BMW? He looks like the guy has a nice place to live, BMW, a nice truck. So maybe that's why he was targeted. So I don't know. These things happen for various reasons. Anyway, quick story before I go. My grandmother's house got broken into a long time ago. Years ago. There was a guy who was apparently watching her for about a week down the street. His truck parked down the street. And he told her this. He came inside the house during about midnight. My grandma was up watching TV, and she saw like a shadow or something in the hallway. And this guy said, "Oh, I didn't know anybody was here." And my grandma had a long pencil on her nightstand that my mom brought her from San Diego. And those big pencils that you get from when you go, Six Flags or something. I used to have some as a kid. My grandma grabbed the pencil, cussed the guy out, told him to leave, and said she was going to kill him with the pencil. And the guy said, "Oh, I'm sorry." He took off. So, yeah, that's a crazy story right there. Hey, my grandma found what she needed to defend herself, and the guy took off. Thankfully, she didn't get hurt in that situation. It could have turned out a whole lot worse. So, yeah, be prepared. Lock your doors. I'm sure my grandma had her door locked, but the guy was able to get in. But make sure you lock your doors at all times. Protect yourself. Alarm system, whatever you need to do to keep yourself safe. All right, guys, I'm going to end the video right there. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.